Day 136. Boys are on site. Morning, morning, morning. Front walls still being finished. Tyson? Tyson's in the house. Okay. Mason doing the job again. He's probably thinking, what the hell? Okay, now it's in the right place. So I'd leave that there. There you going, alright?
Yeah.
Good, good. Okay, so that's going in the right place. We've still got to reset these puppies. So this has got to be set in the right place now with concrete, as we discussed yesterday. And this just has to make sure that's below, so it runs out. And hopefully that will be good. George is here. How you going, George? Good, good. Speak to him in a minute, make sure that he understands what we need to do. Importantly, what he's got to own. So that's one thing we've got to make sure they do, is they got to own it. Sorry about the wind. Eccles is here. We've got some wind coming through today, so dust is a pain, but how's it going, Ant?
Yeah, good.
Okay, so up here, it's literally the same as yesterday, as I said. We are literally ready for pour. We've still got a box in that far part over there. The carpenters, there's actually 3-4 of them today. They're here to box up all of the columns, make sure they're all done by the end of play today. Sorry about the wind. Main aim is to have all 3 boxed along there. Absolutely essential. Structure beds are there, right? We need to get that off so it can breathe. Get some air down there again today. Ants up there pouring away one of the columns already. It's mad that they've actually got to do that by wheelbarrow and their buckets. Got to do that one as well. So, and then once these guys literally once they've actually boxed these in, the architect should have given us a spec and we should be able to tie the beam all the way along here, across the actual boxing they put in, and then we'd be boxing that and pouring that too. Morning, buddy. How are you? All good. This one's also got to be done. We need more smocks on just one, that's for sure. Need to fit a few of your smocks on that. Hey, how are you, buddy? You okay? Good. So yeah, where we're concerned on here, we're pretty much, well, we're getting there. You know, we've still got so much more to do. I need to go and see George quick to make sure that he understands that he's got to take ownership of this. And off the back of that, I can check on the guys a bit later on, because I've got to shoot off for a few hours. But we do need some labourers to get up here and start sweeping up a little bit, that's for sure. It's a bloody mess. And I'll meet up with Beckles, make sure he's okay. He's being the site manager. He's over there building the actual, building all of this. So this has got to be marled, this piece here. So he's got to build the boxing for that, and then we've got to fill it with marl. And we should be good to go where that's concerned. Let's go and see George quick, set him up, and then we'll come back and see how the day pans out. Okay, update, where are we? 3:15. So the flow has been checked on here now, which is all good. So the guys have levelled that off and concreted around on a number of different places. This has been reset. Drainage is now in temporarily. We're going to have to go in at floor level over there, which is a real pain in the arse. But that is now, the manhole there itself has been, oh, I forget over there. The manhole itself has been rebuilt in the right place, as you can see where the old one was, right over here. So it's been rebuilt in the right place, which is now smack on line with the septic and smack on line with the one at the rear. But we are going to have to go right into the very base to get the flow needed, which means we might have to channel a little bit more out of there. We've also got to take some soil out here because the excavator driver was drunk, I think, at the time of doing a straight line, as he was with the septic tank. But anyway, the pipe work will go into there, which is good. The boys up there are pouring the columns. So that's happening as we speak. Raster's on the cement mixer. What we have here is a step set out. So Beckles set all this out today, fair play to him. The last site manager has got the slab completely wrong, both in width and in depth, as well as length. So we've actually got about 2 foot too much at the front, and he's also got this too short. So we've marked out where that needs to be. And the steps themselves, all 5 steps coming down, will be replicated all the way around the sides and then back on themselves. So as you can see here, this is where the number 1 step will be, 2, 3, and then they'll come sideways all the way down the side and all the way to the front. So Wayne's actually got that done. And as you can see here, that's what it will look like here. So they'll come out of the wall here, they'll dart across, and then they'll come around the side and join the back of the building. So that's what's going to happen here. The rain is just about to come in as the guys are starting to slow down. Bloody rain. This time of year, unfortunately, October, November, 1 minute is absolutely, we are sunbathing, next minute it's like, damn. So, carpenters, how have they got? So they've got the outside boxing on these two. We need to make sure there's relevant smocks in there, which is good. So we've got a nice bit of space, which is good. So they need to be sort of tied at the front and the rear, which is good. They're cracking on with the front pieces, which is good. The boys over there obviously are pouring the columns, so that column's being poured, and I think that one might be poured as well. Around here, they've extended the all of the conduits needed, so that's all been done. They poured this column here, which is the window they got wrong in size. Not too sure how, and I don't think we'll ever get to that one, but that's been poured. See the little innovations that we're pouring, little scoop. So that's been done. These have all been done. That's all now been filled in. I've seen a bit of pug in my days, but anyway, that's one thing. And also, as far as I'm aware, they poured this column too. So this one's been poured. Yeah, see it down there. They had the boxing issue at the front when we were leaving earlier. Unfortunately, I had to take it off and let it all go out because someone hadn't fixed this properly. So that all went out, but now that's been fixed and re-poured. Boxing's actually going in as we speak here. So make sure that's dead straight. It's looking a bit pissed to me. It's looking a little bit twisted. Need to make sure that straightens up, that's for sure. A little bit drunk that is, need to pull that back round a little bit. So they're trying to box this one in as well, trying to box the other one as well, and then eventually across the front where the beams will be. So the ring beam will be connected right at the very front, come across the front to the front of here. The doors themselves on this wooden track will be built separately, so all the doors will be hung on an inside shelf that we build ourselves. The external ones will be for the ring beam itself. This ring beam obviously will be connected across once that's done as well. That will be boxed and poured, as this is pretty much across these here. Anyway, here comes a bit of rain, which is never good. When rain comes, stand here a little bit. Not too sure there's enough shelter here. So hopefully it comes and goes. What else? Not too sure there's anything else that the guys have been focused on today. It's really been about, again, boxing up, pouring the concrete that can be done. Electrical and plumbing have been here today, extending any conduits that need to go through, obviously the beams themselves. Obviously they need to be done before any pours undertaken. Electrician did have a few issues with that because I think he ran out of material. So that was one of the main problems. Other than that, that's about it, I think. Yeah, it's extending obviously conduits, extending plumbing, boxing up the actual columns, pouring the columns that have been boxed up. I think they've actually done the one over in the far corner as well. They've obviously built the manhole, extended the pipe work. That's pretty much what they've been doing so far. So I'll have a quick walk around and see what else has been done. We'll go from there. Literally 20 seconds later you get this. So you're now trying to hide. He's giving in. Smithy's hiding behind there, look. I'm actually hiding just underneath this. Not enough shade really, but I'm not getting wet at the moment, so that's the main thing. But yeah, 1 minute you're working away, trying to finish off for the day, and the next minute, God says, enough's enough. Let's put you on hold for a couple of minutes. When it goes that sort of colour as well, it's like, I'm not too sure it's going to blow over, so. But anyway, welcome to Barbados. Okay, 10 to 4. Wouldn't even know it had been raining. Blue skies, although I am absolutely drenched. So, now the site is absolutely boggy as hell as well. So, guys are still up there trying, they hid under all of the shaded areas they physically could to try and stay up there. Fair play to them. But obviously straight away, a few slippery hazards as you can see. Ugh, right. Amazing that 10 minutes of rain can affect things. This is obviously highlights one of the issues we've actually had with the pool. Pretty much underwater. See, everyone moans about my safety boots, but my safety boots are the best. Right, so Smithy has actually come out of cover. As I said, they were actually pouring this column until the heavens opened up. So they're going to try and get this column sorted out. I don't know how much of it they've poured so far, but they've done the inner boxing and they're pouring that. This wall doesn't seem to have a great deal of support in it, so they're probably going to box that and pour that as well afterwards. Everything else in here is as is. That one will have to be boxed up and poured as well. And I think they've already poured that column. I'm not too sure. We'll have to double check, but I think they've already poured that column. So that's something that needs to be done. That drainage still needs to be sorted out into the grease trap. We've already talked about that. Rebar that's in the floor hasn't been cut deep enough, needs to be sorted. But all along here as well. So that needs to be sorted out. Yesterday, which isn't finished as yet as far as I'm aware, but yesterday they were starting the staircase. So we just need to decide how far up we want to go. Do we want to be 3 foot off the ground or 4, whatever that lands up being. This will have to be raised too. So I think I prefer to have 3, if anything, for the ease. Swimming pool, looking reasonably effective. Not that I want it effective at the moment. So I need to work out where that water's leaking now. We did actually concrete, we've worked out there's a little hole in the left hand corner which is letting water into the storage area. So we've had that concreted up now, so fingers crossed there's no issues there. Water is still pouring down here, off of here. So water is running off, thank God. At some stage it will go into the drains, but at the moment it's pouring straight off into here and running down here. So these guys are still trying to finish off the frames themselves. So hopefully they can keep the actual columns as straight as possible. Normally you'd have to use like jacks, try and jack that out. There's no jacks here, so I need to make sure that they've got adequate stuff to make sure that doesn't twist. Okay, 5:25, everyone's shot off. Just returning to have a quick look at what's been done. So the columns are nearly boxed in. Not quite finished yet. This one, as I said, has been poured. This one's boxed, need to make sure it's dead straight. Does look a little bit off on one side, but I'll double check that. Centre column, the biggest one. So we still need to cover this wall up, pour that, and we still obviously need to, the bottom beams themselves will be placed above this wall here to beam, to beam, to beam. And then I would have thought this is going to be a 12-inch beam across here, which will be tied in, boxed up and poured. And then the one that's going to go from here to the column and from the column over to the other side will be 24-inch, 2 foot. So that is it for today. Everybody's gone, the rain has ceased, so fingers crossed. That's that's it. I think some of our ply sheeting fencing is going to disappear tomorrow, because we'll need that upstairs. So other than that, day on planet Earth over.